Ki11ng Eve Season 2 Episode 3 Review 11 Things We Need to Talk About as Villanelle and Konstantin. Note this article contains spoilers. We're now 3 episodes into Series 2 of Killing Eve, and is it beginning to feel a little style over substance? Perhaps just a little. Episode 3 is full of the funnest parts of Villa, her alter egos, playing dress up with designer gear and stirring the old travel pot with a giant spoon, as the cat and mouse game still carries on between her and Eve, and the action has now moved back to London. Hey race 11 things we need to talk about from the latest episode. There Konstantin Kimbodnia was, all definitely not dead, perched on Caroline's sofa, meeting Eve Sandra O again with the traditional Russian greeting wand. He's seen begging Caroline Fiona Shaw to spill, where they are negating the whole witness protection situation, but she stands firm. That is, and no, not Veruca Salt the Hungry Caterpillar, a classic from 1969 by Eric Carle. If you haven't had the Villa, however, Konstantin says it is. Was that an omelette? Why was it still run? No wonder Nico Owen MacDonald, Eve's husband, was after something strictly off-menu instead. Less chance of There is so much for fans of Villa's wardrobe and alter egos to sink their teeth into in this episode. First, if you wondered why she was painting penne pasta with glitter and making a DIY necklace, it wasn't out of sheer boredom of being confined to her hotel room by Raymond, it was for her creation of an art teacher so she could infiltrate the school drinks event. Please. There was much to spy on in the school drinks event. After witnessing Villa as art teacher Janet corners Gemma and correctly surmises she has a giant crush on Nico, so helpfully offers her some tips on breaking up a marriage. 1. Squirt your perfume in your room so it always smells like you. 2. Flatter him. 3. Make him doubt his wife. Sounds too killing. She then asks her if she has cats and suggests with a gloriously pitying look maybe. Villanelle, left to her own devices in a run-down hotel, does what she does best, shopping, and charges a load of designer gear to her room, including the greatest disco pants in existence. They're this season's. Aren't they just the most perfect pair? Their scenes together. This series has been a little short on tension, and I am not sure having Villa and Eve longingly stroke a hotel door that separated them worked. Was it meant to be I am really trying to care about the death of Alistair Peel subplot, but it's not happening. It just seems to be, yes Villa, sing, girl. A stone cold banger in 1988, a stone cold banger in 2019. 231 million views and a prolific psychopathic killer can't be wrong. Gallery How the costumes of Killing Eve Season 2 match up to Season 1 Harper's Bazaar UK. Killing Eve continues on BBC One on Saturdays at 9 p.m. MSN are empowering women in sport this summer. Find out more about
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. I get fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.